Hi! Today I'm going to be doing a comparison between the Maze Runner book and the Maze Runner the movie. So I liked the book, even though like the beginning was like kind of hard to get through because it starts off really slow. James Dashner is a good writer, but he's kind of overly descriptive. Like, I can recall like 30 different times in the book when he would be talking about how Thomas would remember specific things but then like not remember their origin. Just examples like that. Like he kind of over explained certain aspects a lot, kind of became like really redundant. But then like towards the middle of the book it got really, really good. But the book and the movie are not the same at all. For example, in the book, Albie is like the leader of like the Gladers. In the book, he's supposed to be like really like hard and really like stern. And in the movie, in like the first second, like he's portrayed as like really like kind and like warm and like receiving of Thomas, and he like shows him around, and like that's not the way he was in the book at all. In the book, he was really, really like kind of secretive. In the book, there's this character named Ben. Ever since we meet Ben, he's sick because he gets stung. The entire time that we know Ben, he's basically asleep, and then or he's crazy. We never know normal Ben like without being stung. But then in the movie, the first second that we see people running out of the maze, Ben is there and he's like awake and awesome and fine, and I'm like, he wasn't even in the book like that. So like they completely made up like a whole different Ben. And then they completely like added in scenes that like weren't even there. Like in one scene they're like dancing around the fire, and then Gally is like, yo Thomas, what you got, man? What you got? And then like they start like fighting or something. I don't know. That never happened in the book. I guess like what I'm saying is that like they're both good individually, but like if you try to compare them, I can't do it. When I first watched the movie, I liked it, but that's because I saw it when it first came out and I hadn't read the book yet. And then when I finished reading the book, I decided to watch the movie again, but this time see it in comparison to the book. I couldn't even finish it. Comparing them would just made me completely hate the movie so much. Yeah, so individually they're good, but like don't compare them because they change so much about the movie. This is my son. They changed so much about the movie that it's not even like the book anymore. It's like a completely different story. I'd say the best part about The Maze Runner is that you get to see into the minds of strong teenagers and their capabilities without adults being around and like in a terrifying situation. The whole book, I was just like imagining myself waking up in a strange place without my family, without my memory, and like even a little, I started panicking a little bit just reading it. I was like, I would freak out. And I kind of like the way that they were written because they were all so complex. I guess like a cool thing about like their memories being gone, you can't really figure out their backstories because they don't even know their backstories, which is really interesting because you're reading about characters who don't even know about themselves and you're figuring out everything as they're figuring it out. I think in the movie they kind of developed the relationships between the characters a lot quicker than they did in the book. They seem more like kind and loving to each other in the movie. The book, they love each other, but it's kind of obvious that it's just kind of because they're stuck together, they need each other. But in the movie they kind of made it seem like they were just like friends because like they liked each other's personalities, and I don't think like that was the case. Like they kind of had to warm up to each other in the book more, but I think that in the movie they did a good job of like making it seem like they kind of became like a little Glader family, for the lack of a better term. So that was good. I guess they did a good job. I hated it in comparison to the book. Just the movie itself, it was good. Okay, but what makes me mad about this movie copy of the book, in the very middle they have like pictures from like the scenes like in the movie. This comes around page like 185. They have a scene from the movie that we haven't even gotten to yet in the book, and it has a description of it. And I'm like, yo, what if somebody's trying to read the book and they haven't seen the movie yet? Then all of a sudden we see a huge spoiler right here. I'm like, you just spoiled your own book. Put that at the end of the book. Like, I'll flip to it if I want to see it, but now I have no choice because it was in the middle of the book and now I know exactly what was going to happen. I mean, I knew it was going to happen anyway, but like I'm still mad about it because what if I didn't know it was going to happen? I'm so salty right now. I'm mad. Never get the movie copy of a book. It just, Thanks for watching. Like this video if you liked this video, and if you disliked this video, then like this video. And if you feel neutral about it, then like it anyway.